Right now at 5, shocking discovery. Police are called to a house to check on the homeowners, only to find 2 people dead inside.
Plus, fighting hunger in the state line, the kickoff to the mayor's annual fundraiser and where the proceeds go.
And starting young, parents are encouraged to read to their babies in the NICU. The bonding benefits of bringing in books.
Live from WTVO 17, this is Eyewitness News at 5.
Good evening, I'm Amy Murphy.
And I'm Wendell Edwards. We thank you for being here.
First tonight, South Beloit police are conducting a death investigation.
A welfare check this morning led police to a home where they discovered 2 bodies. Here's what we know. The home is on Gardner Street, not far from North 2nd. There was a car in the driveway, but no one answered the door. Investigators did notice a bullet hole in a window, so they went inside, and that's where they found 2 people with gunshot wounds. Both were dead, with the gun still nearby. Police say they do not believe there is any danger right now to the public.
The man accused of killing conservative activist Charlie Kirk appeared in a virtual court hearing today. 22-year-old Tyler Robinson is charged with aggravated murder and felony discharge of a firearm. Officials are adding aggravating factors on both, saying the defendant's believed to have targeted Kirk based on his political expression and knowing children were present. The prosecutor says Robinson left his DNA on the rifle that fired the fatal shot last week on a Utah college campus. Authorities say they will seek the death penalty.
At least 1 person is hurt following a crash in Winnebago County this morning. This happened near the intersection of US 20 and South Keith Road. At around 8:20 a.m., a bucket truck owned by construction company Intren suffered heavy damage to its front. You can see it here. The vehicle was in the median between the lanes. One of the truck's occupants was taken from the scene in an ambulance. We're still working to learn more about this crash.
Freeport police arrest a Rockford teenager accused of shooting at a car. 18-year-old David Pospish is charged with armed violence and aggravated discharge. Around 11:30 last night, officers were called to Stewart Avenue and Harrison Street. They say video surveillance shows Pospish walking on Harrison, and when a blue SUV drives by, police say the 18-year-old pulls out a gun, fires 2 shots before running away. No one was hurt. Officers spotted Pospish walking this morning and tried to stop him. Again, they say he ran, but this time they were able to catch him.
Loves Park Fire Department's launching a new service to help the community. The department unveiling its Community Connect program. Organizers say it's a secure online platform where people and businesses can voluntarily share important information with first responders. That information is confidential and will help improve emergency response from members. The program is active online right now. In Rockford, police are searching for new members to add to the police department. It is actively recruiting entry-level officers until the end of October. RPD says an ideal candidate is community-minded and wants to begin a career in policing while connecting with the people they serve. You can go to rpdwantsyou.com or apply there and see any pay and benefits.
The city of Rockford's working to combat hunger in the area. The mayor's office officially kicked off fundraising efforts for this year's upcoming hunger luncheon. Organizers are accepting donations toward the mayor's campaign. And starting today, UW Health will match up to $5,000 in donations until October 6th. The goal is to raise at least $60,000 in funds from the community, an increase from last year.
They know why we need more money and to feed people, because they need more money in their own households to feed people. I'm not happy that we have to have a bigger goal, but I am happy that we're able to, that I really believe and trust that we can count on the community to meet that goal.
The Mayor's Hunger Luncheon is October 29th at Veterans Memorial Hall. Tickets are $25. All funds raised will go toward 9 food pantries in the area.
Today, Belvedere celebrated Hispanic businesses and commerce. That was the goal of its annual luncheon in Boone County this afternoon. It was held at the County Museum of History. Community leaders and business owners got a chance to visit, network, enjoy food, and hear from speakers. Organizers hope the event can support local Hispanic business owners.
Obviously, every business wants to thrive, and as a community, it's important to many of those businesses are locally owned. So we want to support our local businesses. So it's very important to see those businesses come together to learn about and support the commerce here.
Today's main speaker was Nancy Razone, who works with kids in the Belvedere School District and the community.
It's been nearly 4 weeks since a fire at a State Line diner, and the owners say they still can't reopen. Firefighters were called to Doc's Diner in Loves Park back on August 20th after a fire during ventilation system cleaning. A GoFundMe for the restaurant claims it will cost them $30,000 to make repairs. It goes on to say someone else is responsible for the fire, and they and their insurance aren't working with the diner. We're talking with Doc's Diner owners right now. We'll hear from them coming up tonight at 10. A local state representative is announcing the return of a photo contest. Representative Sosnowski is bringing back his annual 69th District Photo Challenge. Area residents are invited to submit a photo for entry. The subject of the photos must be within McHenry, Boone, or Winnebago counties. 3 winners will be chosen to have their photograph displayed at Representative Sosnowski's office and will also receive a $50 gift card. The deadline is November 14th.
Babies in the Javon Bay Neonatal Intensive Care Unit got a special one-on-one visit to help with their early brain development. It's for the Babies with Books Readathon event. It's a friendly reading competition between more than 300 NICUs nationwide. So parents are encouraged to read to their babies in the NICU, with the most participants being named the winner. We spoke with one mother about this competition.
Reading comes pretty natural to me and my family, so we had books already set up and we were reading to her, so it was a nice natural flow for us to continue the readathon and participate as well at the hospital, so I think it's great.
Oh, cute baby there. Javon Bay will send its final results for the competition to be reviewed on Thursday.
The League of Women Voters tonight reminding us why it's important to vote.
When we come back, we'll meet the 91-year-old Belvedere woman the League is honoring as part of National Voter Registration Day.
And coming up tonight at 6, recognizing local leaders who make a difference for the community. This year's 40 Under 40 honoree reception.
From 56 this morning up to 86 this afternoon, big range in those temperatures, and that continues as we hold on to that dry air. But eventually we see more moisture, which does lead to some showers. Find out when, coming up in the forecast a little later.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team, with Mimi Murphy, Wendell Edwards, Sports Director Scott Lever, and Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Today is National Voter Registration Day.
It serves as a push across the country to get more Americans signed up and ready to cast their ballots. The League of Women Voters of Greater Rockford spent the day helping people register for next spring's primary. They just wrapped up at 5 this evening. Since its inception in 2012, National Voter Registration Day has gotten over 6 million Americans registered to vote. The Winnebago County Clerk announced today those registered will be getting new voter ID cards in the coming days. These are for Winnebago County residents who live outside the city of Rockford. These updated cards list all districts where voters are eligible to cast a ballot. A form to update voter information and details on how to apply to be an election judge. Illinois law states voter ID records must be verified every 2 years. And in Boone County, one person's being recognized for her decades of voting.
The League of Women Voters honored a 91-year-old woman from Belvedere today. Ann Castro has the longest streak of voting in the county. She says she remembers the first time she cast a ballot back in 1960. She was celebrated today at the county clerk's office in Belvedere. Castro tells us she believes the right to vote is a must for yourself and for future generations.
I'm 91, so I really don't have that many years to go through anymore. But what about my children, their children, and their children? It's important to vote because you're voting for the future, not just yours, but the future of other people.
Coming up tonight at 6, we'll hear more from Castro as well from Belvedere's mayor about the importance of voting.
Another summer-like day here with temperatures in the upper 80s.
It was nice. When we come back, Chief Meteorologist Candace King will let us know how long this hot weather is going to stick around.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Well, Well, from temperatures that were below average for the last several weeks to numbers that have been climbing over the last few days, that above average trend, something that'll continue. In fact, both yesterday and today, and even the day before, temperatures a good 10-15 degrees above that average as we're back into the 80s here this afternoon. 85 our number in Rockford, same thing in Rochelle, 88 in Dixon, and 84 right now in Janesville. Our weather watcher Gene down in DeKalb's got a light wind. Current temperature sits at 83 and relative humidity, it's low, sits at 40%. 85 for our weather watcher Terry down in Genoa, 60 that dew point temperature, and a light northeasterly wind around 7 miles per hour. Dew points are not overly high. In fact, we've got some drier air moving in thanks to that light easterly wind, which has kept us somewhat comfortable, but also helping warmer temperatures from the 50s we woke up to here this morning back into the 80s for this afternoon and the next couple of days. Going to be kind of that same weather, different day pattern where we cool off at night. You've got some patchy fog, and then we'll see those numbers climb back into the 80s. We've got lots of blue sky out there. A live look with our SkyTrack camera out in Rochelle, looking off to the northwest there. We will see some cloud cover here and there, some higher level clouds, but that's pretty much it as showers and thunderstorms stay out to the west of us. That tied into better moisture, that moisture running into that dry air here across the area, which is why we are dry thanks to that high pressure system overhead. So we can see those thunderstorms out to the west continue here through this evening. Once they lose the sun, they fade out again just like they did last night. We'll maintain mostly clear skies here as we go through the overnight tonight. Little patchy ground fog possible tomorrow. We'll warm things back up tomorrow afternoon. You've got the showers, thunderstorms out to the west in Iowa once again going to be a factor. Little fog possible late Wednesday going into Thursday. Thursday we try to work in maybe a light shower or two across far northwest Illinois. Probably will stay off to our west and northwest, but perhaps a little more cloud cover starting to move in during that time. That's because that ridge of high pressure starts to break down and we've got low pressure moving closer to us. You can almost kind of pick out that spin here on Futurecast. So that'll gradually increase some of the cloud cover there as we head through our Friday and does pull in some moisture. But again, we still are battling that dry air, so it takes a little time before we start to see those rain showers. And how fast that low moves in will also determine how quick we start to see at least that chance for some rain move in for the weekend. Here's that low pressure system that breaks down, shifts that ridge out to the east of us as we head into Friday afternoon and Friday evening. We do have some strengthening winds rounding the base of that trough there heading into Friday itself. But if the main forcing with this stays off to the west of us during the afternoon then will be dry. We might see a few showers try to work in once we get into Friday night, but I think a better chance will be with us there as we head Saturday into Sunday. That's as that low pressure system moves overhead. So what are we looking at here for tonight? Well, we're 57 for tonight. We're up to 86 for tomorrow. Next couple of nights are in the 50s, so still somewhat comfortable. 87 on Thursday. I did bump our temperatures up going into the weekend. We've got more of a southerly wind, or at least a southwesterly wind, and the weekend's not going to be a complete washout, but even with some of the rainfall, it doesn't look like we'll see much, maybe between the 2 days, half an inch to a quarter of an inch, but our temperatures will stay warm even going into next week.
It is getting a little dry out there.
It is getting dry. Yeah, I'll be interested to see what the next drought monitor looks like. That comes out on Thursday. So I'll be interested to see what that looks like locally for us.
Thanks, Candace.
Scott's next with sports.
He will tell us what has to happen tonight for the Cubs to clinch a playoff spot.
Now sports with sports director Scott Lever.
The Cubs could have a wild card playoff spot in hand by the time tonight is over. Their magic number is 2. If they win in Pittsburgh and the Diamondbacks lose at home to the Giants, the Cubs are in. It won't be easy, though, for the Cubs because tonight they'll be facing this guy, Pirates ace Paul Skeens. His ERA is 1.92. He just never gets any run support. But he could well be the National League Cy Young winner this year. If the Cubs clinch tonight, they'll have their first playoff berth since 2020. Little programming note here, the Cubs game this Thursday night in Cincinnati will be shown on Fox Network, so you'll be able to see it on Fox 39. That's a 6 o'clock start time with a 5:30 pregame show. Well, before much longer, the Packers could be getting some more help for their passing game. Christian Watson is getting closer to returning from the torn ACL on his right knee that he suffered at the end of last season. He could start practicing with the team early next month. He feels like he's ready.
I mean, I feel like if it was the, NFC Championship game tomorrow, I would be able to go out there and, feel confident for sure. But I mean, at the end of the day, I got to be as smart as I can with it and, not let it be a long-term thing. 9 months is long enough, so I want to, get, the 9 months out the way and come back and, be 100%.
NIU's football team has been quiet lately since they had a bye week last week. Now they're amping up for an SEC opponent. They'll play at Mississippi State this Saturday. During the bye week, the Huskies discussed a lot of ways they can improve. One of the biggest things Thomas Hammock wants to see is a more aggressive attitude from his offensive players, especially this week when the Huskies have nothing to lose and a lot to gain by upsetting an SEC opponent.
Really, the big thing is just go cut it loose. I mean, we're not playing good on offense, but the thing that's holding us back is our inability to go cut it loose. What do you have to lose? If there is no pressure to
number 45 Johnson
fail, go play as free as you can play.
Amen to that. That game Saturday will be NIU's first football game ever against Mississippi State. That's sports. We'll be right back.
Artifacts from the sister ship of the notorious Titanic are now being cleaned and restored more than 100 years after it sank.
A dive team recovered the items from the Britannic back in May. The Britannic sank after hitting a mine during World War I, killing more than 1,000 people. It was originally built as a luxury cruiser, but was converted to a hospital during the war. Among the items recovered are the ship's bell, navigation light, silver-plated trays, and a porcelain sink. They're being restored and will be displayed in a new museum of underwater antiquities in Greece.
Silver-plated.
That's fascinating.
Tray, okay.
That's neat.
Nice.
Wow.
Imagine all that stuff that's underwater.
Sitting there for so many years. Gosh, it's amazing.
There's a lot under there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, our weather is really nice.
There's not a lot going on with the weather other than it's going to be hot and it's going to stay hot. And I wish I could say, okay, we're going to kind of break this pattern a little bit. I don't think we're done with the heat. So I think it does carry over into October as well. We could see some showers for the weekend. It doesn't look like it'll be much, but we maintain those 80s, at least low 80s through the weekend.
Thank you, Candace.
And thanks for watching. We'll see you at 6.